Now that you have a Google account, you should sign into the Google account. You're going to look for your little app square. We're going to go into our Google Drive. In Stats, we're going to use a lot of things with Google Sheets. We're going to click New and go to Google Sheets. Google Sheets is a lot like Microsoft Excel. It's Google's version of a spreadsheet. The first thing we're going to do is add some data. You can add data to this just like you would in any spreadsheet. We're going to type our data in each cell. So I'm going to call the column Female Pulse Rates. Next, I'm going to make the column as large as I need to, and we're just going to type these numbers in. You will have a sheet from your book that tells you what numbers to type in. This is the data we're going to use to do a few of our problems. I will have given you some definitions in class, so you will understand how to create these for your homework. We're going to be creating frequency tables. Just a reminder of some of the things that we talked about in class. We're going to create a frequency table, and we're going to have to determine the class width of our frequency table. Using the guidelines from class, I would probably do 5 classes or maybe even 7 classes. You get to decide what you want to do with this based on the answers that you get when you do the math. I think I'll go with 7. Remember, the lowest you can have is 5. It should be between 5 and 20. I've just arbitrarily picked 7. You get to pick what you want unless someone tells you how many you should have. Notice that in order to determine the class width, you take the minimum from the maximum and divide it by the number of classes you want. We're going to go back to our spreadsheet. You can actually use the math built in Google Sheets to do the math you want. So I'm going to find the numbers we want. I'm going to find the minimum and maximum. I'm going to press Insert Function, and I'm going to go to Maximum. Then if you highlight all of your data and press Enter, it's going to tell you in that cell what your maximum is. Notice our maximum is 124. Now we can do the same thing for minimum. So I'm going to press Insert Function, Minimum, and notice my minimum is 60. I can do a little math here. Notice that the maximum is in cell 3 and that the minimum is in cell 4. I can take the max minus the min and divide by the number of classes. And remember, we need 7 classes. I can press equals C3 minus C2 divided by 7. And remember, to follow the order of operations, we need to use parentheses around the cell 3 minus the cell 2. Let's see if that worked. I have 9 point something, so we could go with 9 or 10 numbers. You get to decide. Remember to count the first number in your class and to count the last number. I think since my lowest number is 60, I'm going to go with 60 to 69. That's 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69. That's actually 10 numbers. Things may flow better if I do that. So I can do 70 to 79 now. I can do 80 to 89. I know my highest number is 124, so I need to do 120 to 129. Now let's check and see how many classes. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is what I said I wanted. Your next task is to count your numbers in each class. I need to count the numbers I have from 60 to 69. I'm going to go over to my data and start counting. I have 12 in the first class. I'm going to count each one. I have the following: 12, 14, 11, 1, 1, 0, and 1. I have 40 pieces of data, so you want to add your numbers and make sure they add up to 40. We could do the math with Google. If we press Insert, Function, Sum, highlight the columns that I want included in my sum, it has 40. I know what I've done is correct.